So you finally went ahead and did it, huh, Blockhead? You finally went ahead and crossed the line. But I guess everybody's crossing the line over there, down to the precinct. Jacob, did you just call that woman a nut? I thought that's what I heard you say. I thought I heard you call that woman a nut. Can't say I don't agree. But you know what? Y'all walk on behind these gates with me. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on what's going on. Hey, Sweet Pea, and hey, Pop, what's going on? Listen. So much going on. So much. Hey, Miss Audrey, what's up, Kiki? Listen, so much going on. Angels, girl, what's up? Hey, Shay. I sat back and I laughed. You know, I was just fussing. Hey, Katrina. I was laughing at how old Marcellus was just going off and just talking and just running off of his mouth and carrying on down there to the precinct. But I mean, look, even old Jacob is all out of order. Jacob down here to the doggone precinct. Now call that woman and that's put this nut back in the. I said, well, okay. All right, I guess. Everybody say whatever they want to say, I guess, around them parts. So we're going to talk about quite a few little things here. Quite a few little things. Hey, y'all, I see y'all came in too fast. I'm like, okay, hey, what's up? So listen, bad advice coming from the girl who got kidnapped. I don't know why we still listening to advice coming from Chelsea. And we love Chelsea. But why? Why? Scary apologies. And really, Randy? We're gonna talk about that. That bad advice is the one for me though. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. Okay, so this is season 1, episode 139 of Beyond the Gates. Let's just start right here with Randy. First of all, they opened up the show with Randy. You got Joey, he on the phone, he's patting himself on the back about, taking somebody else down again and being totally unscathed. So he thinks. So he's just chilling. And then we look over his shoulder and we see old Randy standing at the door. I said, well, wait a minute. I told y'all that Randy have good days and bad days. Randy was leaning up against that door. I said, hey, Randy, what's going on, Randy? And then he opened his mouth and the whole situation changed. I said, what is this? What is this? What is this? You in here groveling and begging and scared to death, and the man already said, you know, I ain't planning to see you no more. You supposed to be going on about your business, this, that, thing. You in there, you done stole $10,000 from him. You gonna bring him 20. And you begging his forgiveness. He done killed your best friend. Where they do that at? I said, so we wasted a whole shot and got me all revved up for nothing. Because he came in there, he said, you be a very stupid person to be coming in here on me. I don't hear any sirens outside, so I don't think the cavalry is behind you. He gonna lift up his little shirt and say, I am the cavalry. Had his little kind of his little. I said, yeah, Randy. I done got all revved up, honey. And then you went to groveling and begging. I said, I don't know who liked that, but I don't like that. When I tell you, I got revved down all quick, kind of said, ugh, get him out of here, Eddie. I was like, Joey, he's next to the Hudson. Just a mess. I was like, sat up there, begged his forgiveness, gave him money, gave him extra money, then turned around and talked to you like a complete dog. He talked to you like a complete dog. And then gonna say, I don't like it when we fight. Welcome back, my friend. And told him, instead, if you're gonna risk your life, you risk your life for me. I said, you really do think you're the godfather. I said, go ahead on, Joey. Honey, that was a whole mess. A whole mess. And then here we go, Randy. Randy back on my list. He sold his soul to the devil straight out. I'm done with you, Randy. I'm done. You a punk. I ain't got time for it. And the man, and that was the bad part, that you're doing all this, and the man's telling you that he wasn't even gonna bother your family. He wasn't even gonna bother you. He just wanted you to get out of his face because he knew you was weak. That's literally what he said. Now now we don't know Joey to lie too much. You know, he'll move the truth around, but just straight out lie, that ain't really what he does. What's up, Arkansas Tina? He don't really just lie outright, but he'll move the truth around. But if he say he ain't going to bump you off, I believe when he say he ain't going to bump you off. So I don't believe he was going to bother the wife or the child. He just wanted you to stay away. But you want to be there at Fairmont Crest. Whatever. You think Randy's undercover? I don't know. I don't know what Randy is, but it's corny. It's very corny. It's very off-putting, all that begging. Anyway, moving right along. Chelsea Cat is doing their launch. They took Grandmama's advice. They're doing the launch. They had Samantha looking real cute. You know, she's looking real cute. They was doing their little thing, do the launch, and I'm waiting. You know, you be sitting somewhere and you waiting on the other shoe to drop. I said, what's getting ready to happen? Something's getting ready to happen. And I was thinking that it was going to be a copycat, like a whole copycat thing, because that's what trolls do. You know, trolls are weak and pitiful. Trolls do that on the internet. They copy. They're copycats, and they take stories and they run with them. And you know, that's a troll game. So I thought it was going to be a copycat. Now here we are. Allison done got out of the holding cell, and then got on the phone and called into the show, talking about, hey, wifey, this, that, thing, and the other, and on and on and on. I thought they were really going to play upon that, because remember, when everything first happened, her following, you know, our followers could be a little fickle sometimes. A lot of people were fans of Allison. That's why I was thinking they were going to go the route of like a copycat person trying to do, you know, little stuff. Thank you, Miss Carolyn. So I thought that's where we were going, and I thought that would have been more entertaining than you trying to sell me that she got, didn't they have her looking like Set It Off, honey, with those two braids to the back? I said, ooh, not the two braids to the back. I said, girl, they took your red lipstick, honey, and gave you them two old nasty braids to the back. Okay, Allison, rough. Girl, you look rough. I said, okay. So I'm telling you, I'm serious. I looked up, honey, I was over there laying down. Y'all can hear it, but I'm real congested. I wasn't feeling all that great. So when I watched this, it was about 4:30. I went and laid down. I came in the house. I took all my clothes off and was like, I just don't feel like nothing. And I laid down for a minute, and I just laid up there and watched the show. And honey, when she came on there with them two braids to the back, I ain't gonna lie to you, honey. I licked up there and said, what's it gonna be? She was giving me Set It Off, honey. I said, ooh, Queen Latifah, come get your little sister, honey. They done got her looking crazy over here. So I sat up and I laughed a little bit. Oh, I'm gonna be fine, Blackberry Molasses. I'm tough. I'm old, but I'm tough. I'm built Ford tough, child. I'll be fine. That's why, look, I'm up. I'm on. I clicked the button. So no worries. I'm gonna be fine, baby. I'm gonna be fine. Whole bunch of this, and I got some fruit, and yeah, I'm gonna be fine. I don't know. I must have been running around in the streets with, I don't have no jacket or something. Because it did get kind of, I told y'all I was going to a party on Saturday. And it did get kind of brisk out. And I was kind of out there in the shirt that I had on that, and thank y'all, Saturday, this shirt I had on earlier, you all were complimenting me on the shirt, and it did get a little breezy, but the shirt is see-through. That shirt is see-through, so the fabric is very thin. So I don't know. I'm like, maybe your Mother Nature, she slapped me, honey. I said, girl, don't do me like that. But all in all, I'll be fine. It's no big deal. I'm tough. So yeah, she just said what she had to say. Thank you, Blackberry Molasses. It's old. I told you it's old. That's something I made. I made that shirt literally. It's got to be. That shirt's older than both my children. So that shirt's literally over 20 years old. Yeah, it's over 20 years old. Yep. I don't throw nothing away. Anyway, so that's selling us the line that she got out and got a rookie cop to give her their phone. It would have been easier to even, it would have been easier, and I think it would have been more entertaining to go the route of a copycat, because I think that would just be, here we go. Call me, y'all. Call me. Her to actually have her own following would be a really interesting way to take the story. Because again, I tell y'all that all the time, that everybody sitting on the front row is not your fan. When it comes to this stuff, this internet stuff, there's people that come and watch me. They watch every video I do, and they hate my guts. And in the words of the philosopher, the beautiful philosopher, Cardi B, I don't care. You don't realize that you watching all my stuff and hating on me, and it benefits me. But they do. They do. They will sit and watch. Haters. Baby, haters always show up for work. They always show up on time. They work all the holidays, and they definitely will work overtime, and you don't even have to give them time and a half. So I think it would have been a very interesting situation to get her, because everything started on the internet. Everything with them started in social media. For her to get her own social media to go at her, I think that would have been really interesting, and I think that would have been a fun twist to actually go with. And it would have definitely been more interesting than that lie of you getting a rookie's phone. Because what is a rookie? That ain't nobody that new. You giving a prisoner that's over there looking like Set It Off your phone to call into an online. And she worked out the time. What she do? Put in a request to come up out of. Okay. Anyway, we ain't gonna go there. But however, she stopped Chelsea in her tracks. Chelsea was given. I said, girl. She said, I thought she was in jail. I said, girl. They went to checking the locks. That was another thing. I don't think I actually said that on here. I think I was fussing at my mother about that. Why'd they ever take her back to that house? Because for her to be going through all she's going through mentally, you would think that it would really, really bother her to go back to the place where she was, because obviously the place wasn't secure. Even though it's owned by your mother, you got accosted from that place. So I don't think me going through all of what she went through, you could have took me back there. And I definitely ain't laying down. No, not happening. And we going too deep, I guess, because this is soap opera. Let it be a soap opera. Because where's all the camera footage? And over at Mama's house, Mama got round the clock. Yeah, Mama actually has round the clock security, and so does Bill. But people walk in and out of Bill's house like it ain't nothing, and people walk in and out of their house like it ain't nothing. Y'all ain't think that out. And I ain't thought about it, but now I'm thinking about it. Y'all full of crapola. Anyway, all right, I'm not going to go too deep. Let's move on. So Vanessa is over there with Jacob. And Vanessa is just so out of sorts and so broke down about her husband because she loved her husband. I love my husband. We had an understanding, but what kind of a wife am I? I just he was slurring and this, that thing and the other and on. Girl, you didn't care, honey. You were getting it in. You're a tramp. That's what type of wife you were. A tramp. You've been a tramp. You've slept with everybody who's nobody all over Fairmont Crest. And then you're making your rounds back around, and now you're hitting the heavy hitters. You're a slut, ma'am. That's what it is. And I wish somebody would stop you and tell you you're a tramp. That's what it is. I don't know what kind of wife I want. None. The kind that nobody should take home to mother. You're a hot mess. But she's so broke up. And she has her own ideas. Her own ideas about what's what and what's going on. What's going on? I see y'all coming in. What's going on? Come on with that like number 38. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, girl, you ain't about nothing. Girl, you for them streets. So we had an understanding. Yeah, the understanding is that you got friendly cooch, honey. That's the understanding. You're nasty, honey. You're nasty. Anyway, so she's got her mindset. She in her core, down in her crawl, she knows that Joey took Dougie out. But now, did y'all see the short that I did? Because I had to come back. We did our little thing, and I told y'all I was tired when I talked to y'all last. That was that Friday night. I was a little tired when I spoke to you all. And then I came back and I did a small video when I was saying, do you really believe that Doug is dead? Because I'm thinking Doug may not really be dead, that they may be really the boys club that got together. And that would, earlier, somebody said that Randy is being planted. That would make sense because I think that possibly the boys club have gotten tired of Joey's ears. So going with that, that would fit in. Randy's being placed there would actually fit in. It would fit in. And that's definitely a route that I would love to see us go. You know, let's see how bad you really are, Joey, if the boys club come for you. But it made sense. So I'm not really so sure. And then they gave her his ring today. She said she went up and talked to. And here's the other thing. Okay, so what type of a wife were you? Let's go with this. What kind of a mama is you? What kind of, and I just said is you, and that's how I meant it. I didn't mean are you. That's polite. That's polite and politically correct. What type of mama is you? Because she got little black kids. What type of mama is you, ho? You went up to the college. Nicole drove you. That was really nice. Drove you up to the college for you to tell your set of twins that their father is gone, that transitioned on up out of here. You told them. And then you turned around and went on back home. Now, can I see a show of hands from the mamas and the papas here in the chat? If something like that happened and you had to go up and tell your children that their other sibling, I mean, not their other sibling, their other parent is no longer, do you leave the kids there? That's an early dismissal like no other. Because I can't imagine that I would leave either one of mine there. They're teenagers. They're teenagers. College children are that. They're teenagers. They're not grown. They're teenagers. So you went and told them that their father is gone, and then you turn around and brought your weak, weird behind back to Fairmont Crest, and you down there trying to figure out if your man is the one that killed them, and he did, and you know it. You know it in your spirit that he did. So that was crazy to me, but on brand for the likes of a tramp such as Vanessa. It was totally on brand. Just as weird. This is weird. So I got videos. I had already seen the video. I seen the video of the little going away party that Doug had, the guy who plays Doug had. So he's moving on to whatever, as far as his career goes. But I ain't taking that as a solid Doug is dead, because they sure enough stuck us with Timu Ted. When Turtleneck Ted moved on from the show, they just took, and no questions asked, they gave us Timu Ted. So I wouldn't be surprised if they give us a different Doug, and Doug show up like Bobby did on Dallas back in the day. He'd be in the shower at and giving, it'd be somebody different. He better be cute. Would you bring us back another Timu version of nobody? Because I'm really about sick of Timu Ted. Oh God. Woo, child, I miss Turtleneck Ted. Anyway, so enough of that. So, because I couldn't do too much of that scene because it was Jacob and Vanessa. I was like, oh, not the two of them, honey. I said, oh, hurry up, honey. Let's get this thing moving and moving along, honey. Get these two off my screen, honey. But yeah, she's like, so was it an accident? And he said, do you think that there was foul play? She's like, I do. No, you know, honey, because you was sweating and pumping back, honey, and your husband was getting the old bing bang, honey, bang bang boom, honey. You a hot mess. Anyway, no, Swan, you love Timu Ted? Why? Exactly what do you love about Timu Ted? Tell me, what is it? His thin neck or his mousy activity? What you love about him? I can't. He's growing on me. He makes me want to cry. Because that's all he do is cry. And he got this crazy nut that moved next door to him or upstairs from him. And the first thing he said, he's nice looking. He is. I'll give him that. He is nice looking. But have you ever seen Turtleneck Ted? All that go out the window if you've ever seen Turtleneck Ted. Ain't no comparison. Turtleneck Ted is woo-wee, honey. That Turtleneck Ted is something serious, honey. Well, yes. We love Turtleneck Ted. Even when his acting was a little iffy at times, we'd be like, that's all right. Just stand there for a minute. Because, they put him in the screen. He'd be doing the old soap opera thing. He looking at the door, honey, and we'd be like, yeah, baby, we loved us some Turtleneck Ted. Turtleneck Ted was that thing, honey. Yes, indeed. Ooh-wee. Turtleneck Ted make you show up for a job you don't even like. Anyway, moving on. But all right, so you say Timu Ted is growing on you. Okay. Now oh, you must just want to fight with me, Swan. Is that you want to fight? Is that it? Let me put this up on this screen, honey. You want to fight? You sit up here telling me your favorite is Blockhead? Why? Why you like Blockhead? Ugh. Jeez. Well, look, I don't think you're going to have a problem. I don't think you're going to have no problem getting them. The only one you have to fight over Blockhead is Eva, because don't nobody in this chat want him. Ain't nobody got time for Blockhead. Blockhead is ridiculous. You said Tomas is messy. You said both Teds are fine. Okay, now. Oh, yeah, I calls him Blockhead, honey. Tomas is Blockhead. Look, see all my folks? They don't like no Blockhead. Child, we be real heavy on the Blockhead hate over here, child. Not nobody wants them. Being as though we're there, let's be there. Let's talk about them. I want to know where Blockhead lives. Child, in the land of the bad D, honey. That's where it lived. Listen, we got to see what Eva be doing afterwards. But up to this point, Catlin told us he lived in the bad and the land of the limp D, honey. Too much? Was that too much? So, okay, we're going to go with this. He did what he always does. He ran straight. Look, come on, hashtag free cat. Yes, God, honey. Yes, indeed, honey. Smile. I agree. He went right over to Eva like he always does to talk to her about her half sister. Okay? Eva told Mom's my favorite storyline. Okay, now I'll go with the storyline. The storyline is interesting. It's interesting, but he weak, baby. He weak. And Eva's a tramp. Because that whole little situation really make me not, I don't be feeling it for Eva. Eva is slutty, and she's curt and cut, and she thinks she's slick, and she's the type of girl that don't nobody need to hang with. She need to hang by herself. She need to hang by herself. She's who you don't want, you know. She's sitting around, she gives single black female tease. Anybody got time for that? Ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody. Nope. Anybody got time to be watching over your shoulder and anybody got time for her? So he did like he usually do. He gets over there and then he started it. He literally started. He gave her the okay when he told her, you know, I need to know if I can lay it down in the bed. Why would you say that to her when, you know, y'all came this close to getting down before? You went over there to bang her. You did. That's why you wore that little tank top. And you knew exactly what you were doing. You went over there and you got exactly what you wanted because you knew Eva got friendly box, baby. She said what? What? You ain't said nothing. You threatened me with a good time, honey. And I think she'd had a good time no matter what. So I guess we'll have to do like real life. We'll have to wait until when they fall out and then she'll really tell them what she thinks. But yes, she said, I don't know. Who said that it's you? Who said it ain't Cat? This, that, thing, and the other. And on and on and on. I said, she great screw him out of here. And sure enough, by the time we came back from the doggone, from the commercial break, honey, they was wiping up stuff with towels and stuff. I said, oh, bye-bye. And Cat done caught him. Cat done came in there and caught him. And listening to her cousin. Go on over there, make nice with her. I said, wait a minute. Wait. Y'all sit around every day talking about we are the Duprees and this, that, thing, and the other, and on and on and on. And y'all supposed to be all that. And y'all, you know, that's what y'all are taught from small children, that ain't nobody better than you all. Why are you telling her to run behind him? Of all people. Running behind her. You know, yeah, you got to make nice with her. That's such bad advice. If you got to make nice with anybody to seal your space with this person, guess what you don't need? That person. That person. You know, love and respect and the willingness to be with you, it don't have no conditions. There is no one else. There is no one to make nice with. When somebody really loves you, you ain't even got to make nice with their mama. You should. Now you should. You should make nice with their mama. But the truth of the matter, when somebody loves you, you don't have to make nice with not nary ass. They will figure it out. They'll work it out. They will work it out. They'll they'll compartmentalize everything where it needs to be to make things work when they love you. Because I'm dating you. I'm not dating your mama. I'm not dating your brothers. I'm not dating your sisters. There's no conditions to be had, none. And at the point where you feel like you got to make nice with a broad that you don't even like in order to keep him in line, no, baby, you don't need him. And I don't know why your simple cousin, well, I do know because she makes bad decisions. Because she was running behind girlfriend. You know, it's just the crazy in Allison that allows us to side with Chelsea. Because Chelsea, a lot of what happened with Allison is really some of Chelsea's karma. Oh, what did he say? I said it. I said it. You broke all the rules. You're breaking all the rules. You ran at her and you wanted her to cheat on her husband with you. Now, how soon we forget? Because we forgot. You wanted her to do something nefarious in her marriage to be with you. So, in essence, wasn't some of that really Chelsea's karma? You weren't a very nice person in that situation. You really weren't. You really, really weren't. You weren't worried about hurting her so-called husband's feelings. Meanwhile, you got played. You didn't know you had done locked horns with a whole weirdo. But in the grand scheme of things, wouldn't that be karma? Because you was going to leave the husband all messed up. You know how many people in real life are walking around messed up like that? Here, I'm ready to go somewhere else. This is why, marriages are two people. It's two people. Ain't no third person in a marriage. So that whole menage a trois, love for three is not for me. Because I'll be crazy just like Allison. I don't share knowingly. I don't do it. And I know we got pansexuals and swingers and different things like that. And I'm not trying to harm you all or hurt your feelings or anything like that. But you daggone right. Come on, Simply. You doggone right. That was one of my jams by her. Yes, indeed. Child, let me tell this story real fast. So I knew what it was. Okay. But I used to have that album, and I'd be playing that album, honey. And the little songs, I'd be singing that and walk around the house. I had to be about, when I came out, I had to be about 13, 14, somewhere in there. It's old. That's been back a while. Yeah, I might have been 14 or 15, but whatever. It was my jam. Honey, my grandmother said, "Come here. What is you singing?" And she said, "Do you know what you're saying?" So I play stupid. I said, "No, girl, I just like the song." She said, "Okay, well, don't be singing that. Sing that under your breath." And then I went on about my way. But I knew what it was, honey. And I know she knew. My Nana was bad. She's a bad girl. But I said, "Dad, I don't know." Then I introduced her later on to Erotic City, honey. And she said, "Oh, this motherfucker. He know. You boy." I said, "Oh, okay, girl." But yeah, if you don't know the song, go look it up. It's Angela Winbush. It's actually off of her album Sharp, her first solo album. And the song is called Menage a Trois. It was, yeah, baby. But I totally agree. It's not for me. It ain't never been for me. I do not share like that. I can't do it. I'm just not cut out for it. No. I'll be acting like Allison. I'll be the changer to the beach. That's horrible. But anyway, so here's where we are. So now Kat done walked up on him, and she even took her one of those exclusive purses. I said, baby, I'd have snatched my purse off of her and hit her in her head with it. Give me my goddamn bag, you tramp. I said, ugh. Yeah, she got there. It was too late. And that was such bad advice to send her over there to run up behind that and all of that. That just, it irritated me so, and it always does. It always does irritate me. But Chelsea makes bad life decisions. So don't listen to Chelsea. Chelsea don't know what she talking about. She don't know what she talking about with her foolish behind. Anyway, so that was really it. That was 139. Pretty good. Pretty good. No Andre and no Danny, thank God, because I still don't know how I'm gonna handle that storyline. That storyline is just up underneath my fingernails like bamboo shoots. So I don't know how I'm gonna handle that, but I guess I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. And no Bill and no Haley. I'm sick of them. Are y'all ready for the girls to come back? Are you all ready for the girls, the articulates, to come back to deal with Leslie? I don't know, because, Leslie's been being real nice as pertains to Anita right now. But I think once she moves in the house, she's going to be showing her behind. She'll be showing out. But I'm ready for the articulates to show back up. All right, y'all, listen. Love y'all for real. I will talk to you all later. We back on track, and I ain't fussing as much. All right, y'all. Have a good one.